to me, transparent is when I can understand it. So, to me, a transparent financial system is one where I can relate what is happening. You know, I have a map of how the money works so that I can see the relationship between the living systems and the financial system. So I can see how the economy impacts me and my family, and how my family and me impact the economy. And it's amazing now with the internet and geographic information software and all this delightful software. There's no reason as a technical matter that we can't have, you know, unbelievably clear, understandable information to help us understand the relationship between us and our money, and how our money relates to other people's money and other people's behavior and lives. So if I'm paying, one of the biggest investments we all make every year is we pay our taxes. Or the biggest investment in any county is we raise our children. How does our payment of those taxes, how does our investment in education for our children, how does that aggregate into the, you know, what's happening in the general economy, and how does that impact us? So all these things as a dynamic system could be understood very easily. So transparency to me is where I can have clear and accurate information about an issue or a topic sufficient to make informed decisions about my participation in a system. And when you come to systems like taxes and government, there's nothing more important than having transparency to build trust and to build the ability of a society to optimize the use of its resources together. So if you want citizen participation and responsibility, having transparent feedback about where our money's going and how it's working and whether or not it's being productive and optimized. So let me give you an example. I was, when I was Assistant Secretary of Housing, I was always astonished at how much money we were spending in a place, and it wasn't making anything better. Oftentimes it was making things worse. But I would always find neighborhoods where we were spending $150,000 to $250,000 a unit to build public housing, and $50,000 would buy and rehab a single-family home in that neighborhood. So we were spending 5 times to get 1 unit that we needed to. And I would always say to everybody, well, you know, why don't we just re-optimize how we're spending money in this place? Because we could get 5 homes for the price of 1. And it's funny, I got into this because I grew up in a community where we had 4 boarded up empty homes, and there was a family of 6 people living in a 1-bedroom apartment right across from where I lived. You know, and I'd always look at this and say, this doesn't make any, you know, this is nuts. You know, but you'd often see that in the federal government where we were spending fantastic amounts of money on a per person. I'll give you another one of my favorite examples. You see a community where some function is being done by a corporate contractor for $150 an hour when there's somebody unemployed in that community who would love to do that job for $25 plus health care. You know, this is easy. So there was, to me, transparency is where can we get easy, understandable feedback that will help us direct our time and use of resources in a way that allows us to optimize, whether it's for ourselves or for the whole.